Hello everyone, and welcome back to your Daily English Dose. Today we're unlocking one of the most powerful tools you possess, your brain's incredible ability to learn. Have you ever felt frustrated with your English progress? Or wondered if there's a smarter way to study? The truth is, learning isn't just about effort. It's about understanding how your brain works. In this video, we'll dive into the fascinating science of learning, revealing evidence-based strategies that will not only boost your English skills, but also transform how you learn anything else in life. Get ready to discover your brain's full potential and make learning a more effective and enjoyable journey. Let's begin. First, why is understanding how to learn so crucial? In today's rapidly changing world, continuous learning is not just an advantage, it's a necessity. Whether it's mastering English, picking up a new professional skill, or simply understanding complex topics, effective learning empowers us. But many of us still use outdated study methods from school, which often rely on rote memorization and passive review. This leads to frustration and slow progress. By learning about learning itself, you can dramatically improve your efficiency and retention. Now let's look inside your amazing brain. How does it actually learn and remember? At its core, learning involves strengthening connections between neurons, the building blocks of your brain. When you learn something new, tiny electrical signals travel across these connections, called synapses. The more you use a particular connection, the stronger it becomes. This incredible ability of the brain to change and adapt throughout your life is called neuroplasticity. It means your brain is not fixed. It's constantly rewiring itself based on your experiences and what you learn. Memory plays a key role here. When you first encounter new information, perhaps a new English word or a grammar rule, it enters your short-term or working memory. This memory has a limited capacity and duration. To store information for the long term, it needs to be transferred to your long-term memory. This transfer process, known as memory consolidation, often happens during sleep, which highlights the importance of rest in learning. Understanding these basic mechanisms helps us choose learning strategies that work with our brain, not against it. Now that we understand the basics of how the brain learns, let's dive into some of the most powerful, evidence-based learning strategies you can apply today. Our first strategy is active recall, also known as retrieval practice. This is one of the most effective ways to strengthen your memory. Instead of passively rereading information, active recall involves actively testing yourself on what you know. For example, after reading a paragraph, close the book and try to summarize it in your own words. When learning new English vocabulary, don't just look at the word and its definition. Cover the definition and try to recall it from memory. Or cover the English word and try to recall it from the Japanese meaning. Why is active recall so effective? When you actively retrieve information from your memory, you're not just confirming you know it. You're actually strengthening the neural pathways associated with that memory. It's like exercising a muscle. The more you challenge it, the stronger it gets. Research consistently shows that students who use active recall techniques perform significantly better on tests and retain information for much longer than those who rely on passive methods like rereading or highlighting. Make active recall a cornerstone of your study routine. Our second powerful strategy is spaced repetition, or distributed practice. This involves reviewing information at increasing intervals over time, rather than cramming it all in at once. Our brains are designed to forget. The forgetting curve illustrates how quickly we forget new information if we don't review it. Spaced repetition counteracts this natural forgetting process. For English learning, instead of reviewing all your new vocabulary words every single day, review them strategically. Use flashcard apps like Anki or Quizlet that are designed around spaced repetition algorithms. These apps show you words you're about to forget more frequently, and words you know well less frequently. This optimizes your review time and significantly improves long-term retention. It's much more efficient than cramming, and it allows your brain to truly consolidate information into long-term memory. Moving on to our third evidence-based learning strategy, interleaving. This technique involves mixing up different topics or types of problems within a single study session, rather than focusing on one topic for a long period. For example, instead of spending an hour only on English grammar, you might spend 20 minutes on grammar, then 20 minutes on listening practice, and then 20 minutes on vocabulary. Or, within grammar, mix up different tenses or sentence structures. Why is interleaving effective? While it might feel less efficient in the short term, research shows it leads to better long-term retention and a deeper understanding of the material. When you interleave, your brain is forced to constantly retrieve different concepts, improving its ability to differentiate between them and strengthening your overall understanding. It's like cross-training for your brain. It builds mental agility and flexibility, helping you better transfer your knowledge to new situations. Our fourth powerful strategy is elaboration. This involves explaining and connecting new information to what you already know, rather than just memorizing facts in isolation. When you elaborate, you're building a richer network of understanding in your brain. For example, when learning a new English word, don't just learn its definition. Think about how it relates to other words you know. Try to use it in a sentence that's meaningful to you, or even explain it to someone else, or to yourself out loud. Elaboration helps you deeply process information. It forces you to think about the why and how of a concept, linking it to your existing knowledge base. This creates multiple pathways to retrieve the information later, making it more accessible and less likely to be forgotten. The more connections you make, the stronger the memory becomes. Try teaching the concept to an imaginary friend or asking yourself how it relates to your own experiences. Beyond specific study techniques, there are crucial brain-based habits that significantly boost your learning ability. First, prioritize quality sleep. Sleep is not wasted time. It's essential for learning and memory consolidation. While you sleep, your brain actively processes and solidifies the information you've learned during the day, moving it from short-term to long-term memory. Research shows that inadequate sleep can impair your ability to learn new things by up to 40%. It also affects your focus, problem-solving skills, and mood. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night to give your brain the time it needs to perform this vital work. Make sleep a non-negotiable part of your learning strategy. Second, embrace physical activity. Exercise isn't just good for your body, it's fantastic for your brain. Regular physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, delivers more oxygen and nutrients, and promotes the growth of new brain cells, particularly in areas related to memory and learning. It also reduces stress, which can otherwise hinder your cognitive abilities. You don't need to be an athlete to reap the benefits. Even moderate activities like brisk walking, cycling, or dancing for 30 minutes most days of the week can make a significant difference. Consider taking short movement breaks during long study sessions to re-energize your brain. Your body and mind are deeply interconnected, and taking care of one powerfully benefits the other. Third, manage your stress levels. Chronic stress is a silent killer of learning. When you're under constant stress, your brain's prefrontal cortex, responsible for focus and decision-making, becomes less effective, and your amygdala, the fear center, becomes overactive. This makes it harder to concentrate, retain new information, and think clearly. Practices like mindfulness, deep breathing, or even short breaks can help manage stress. Recognizing and addressing your stress can unlock your brain's true learning potential. Now let's tackle a common challenge for learners: procrastination. Why do we put off what we know we should do, like studying English? Often, it's not about laziness, but about a difficulty managing negative emotions associated with the task: boredom, anxiety, or feeling overwhelmed. Here are some evidence-based ways to overcome it. First, eat the frog. Do your most difficult task first, or break daunting tasks into tiny, manageable steps. A large English project can feel overwhelming, but review 5 vocabulary words is much less intimidating. Starting small lowers the barrier to entry and builds momentum. Second, manage your environment. Eliminate distractions. Turn off notifications, close unnecessary browser tabs, and find a quiet study space. Conversely, make desired learning materials easily accessible. Have your English book open or your listening app ready. Third, use the Pomodoro technique. This involves working in focused 25-minute intervals, followed by a 5-minute break. After 4 Pomodoros, take a longer break. This structured approach helps maintain focus, prevents burnout, and makes the task feel less endless. Finally, let's apply all these strategies directly to your English learning journey. Active recall: use flashcards, digital or physical, to test yourself on vocabulary and grammar rules. After listening to a podcast, pause and try to summarize what you heard. Spaced repetition: integrate a spaced repetition app for vocabulary learning. Review grammar points periodically, not just once. Interleaving: don't just do grammar for an hour. Mix grammar, listening, reading, and even a bit of speaking practice in each session. This builds a more robust understanding. Elaboration: when learning a new phrase, think about when and how you'd use it. Create your own example sentences that are personally meaningful. Try explaining a new grammar rule to an imaginary friend. Prioritize quality sleep. Ensure you get enough restorative sleep. Your brain will thank you by better remembering the English you studied. Physical activity: take short breaks for movement during your study sessions. A quick walk can clear your head and improve focus for your next English task. Manage stress. If you feel overwhelmed by English, practice deep breathing for a minute. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Overcome procrastination. Start your English study with a tiny habit. Just 1 sentence, 1 word, 1 minute. Build that momentum. Remember, consistent, small efforts are far more effective than sporadic, intense study sessions. Your English fluency isn't a distant, overwhelming destination, but a direct result of your daily learning habits. The key is to make learning an ingrained, automatic part of your routine. Make English learning easy and obvious in your environment. Keep an English book or flashcards by your bed. Change your phone's language to English. Subscribe to English-speaking YouTube channels, like this one, and podcasts that you genuinely enjoy. Surround yourself with English content that makes learning a natural, enjoyable part of your day. Track your daily English habit, even if it's just 5 minutes. Seeing that unbroken chain of completed days will create a powerful visual reminder of your progress and motivate you to continue. Don't strive for heroic one-time efforts. Strive for small, consistent progress that builds momentum. By understanding the science of learning, you are now equipped with a powerful tool to build a better version of yourself, not just in English learning, but in all areas of your life. This isn't about willpower alone. It's about smart design and consistent tiny steps. So there you have it, the art of learning. We hope this video has provided you with valuable insights and practical tools to unlock your brain's potential and achieve your goals. Remember, applying these strategies consistently is the key to lasting change. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss your daily English lessons. We'd love to hear your questions or thoughts in the comments below. What's one learning strategy you're excited to try? Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.